It's here from Pop Turn and speaking to Solomon Irama about season 2 of Swagger on Apple TV Plus. Welcome back to the show, man. It's so good to see you again.
Thank you so much. It's so good to see you again too, man. Thank you for having me.
No problem. I mean, you know how much I love this show, and I loved season 1, and guess what? I loved season 2, and I can't even imagine what it's like just coming back for season 2, knowing that season 1 was, shot during COVID and everything, and you had to pivot a lot. What was it like kind of getting back on set for season 2 specifically?
Everyone was really excited and really happy because like COVID really postponed our show in season 1 and working on season 1. Like it really delayed our show badly. So everyone was like really eager to start and move on with the new storyline, right? Because like leading up to filming, we had like Zooms and stuff, checking everyone back in and like telling everybody about the new storyline and what it was gonna be like, and everyone was just really excited, man. Like really, it's a blessing to get a second season of a show, right? So
absolutely. And it's interesting because the first season you've never played Phil Marksby before. Like this is a new character to you. So you come back for season 2, there is that familiarity and you feel comfortable with this character, but you were still learning about this character as you went, right?
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah, which is really interesting. And I do find it interesting too because, season 1 was a big season for Phil Marksby, but season 2 is like a huge season for your character. I mean, it's almost one of those things like how could they top season 1 for your character? I mean, they did, right?
Yeah. Well, it's just I think for everybody in the show, it's like when they come back for season 2, it's like everyone's changed, right? Everyone's evolving. Like we're a couple years older, so it's really just like who wants to tune a new show and it's like, oh, this person looks exactly the same, or I mean sometimes they pick up like exactly where they left off, but especially with the time gap that Swagger did from season 1 to season 2, I think they really just did a really good job at really showing the growth of all the characters, and like especially because like the age we were when we started in season 1, that's really the age when people really start growing and becoming adults. So like the opening of season 2, you can just really see like, wow, these guys are adults now.
100%. And
no games.
Did you get all the scripts in advance, or were they like week by week while you were filming?
We got some of it in advance. I'm pretty sure we did. Pretty sure we did like a couple of Zoom read-throughs leading up to us going down there.
Because we can talk about it a little bit, because like episode 1 came out, like episodes are starting to roll, but like, we find out in the first episode, like you're not going to the same high school as them.
Yeah. You find out
like, that was crazy to me. I was like, oh, snap.
Yeah, you're probably like, what's going on?
Yeah.
Like,
oh, man, so good.
From the jump from season 1 to season 2 is definitely wow, they're not on the same team anymore.
I mean, we start where we left off. You weren't on the same team with Jace Carson in the beginning of season 1.
Yeah. It was a great story point, though.
Yeah. It's my next question, though. This is a big season, like you said, for a lot of characters. Like this is a huge season for Jace Carson, right? Jace is just going through things every episode. Every episode, even if it's like kind of about the other storylines and everything, even if it's about Ike and everything, there's a lot happening with characters. There's still things that he has to overcome every episode. Phil is 100%. There every step of the way with him as a friend. And I kind of wanted to know, what was that like kind of working with Isaiah and kind of seeing that Phil, Jace kind of friendship kind of rekindle, because you guys didn't like each other in the beginning, and you guys are tight on the show, like those characters, I see a bond with those that I don't see with other people at times, to be honest with you.
Oh wow, that's a really cool observation. It's a great observation. It's been really cool, and it was almost like the same way. I mean, we didn't not like each other when we first met each other, but we definitely, as filming kept going, we got closer, just like we did in the show.
Yeah.
So it was really cool, man. It was super fun to film the first game when we first filmed Team All Day versus SB Grind in season 1, and then we're going up against each other and you get all those moments, and then it was leading up to us finally having to come together because the two teams merged, right? So,
Yeah.
you know, we're opposition, but we finally gotta put our differences aside. And what really happened was there's a scene in season one where Phil's at the barber shop
Yep.
and Jace walks in, and by mistake I'm already there, and he asked Phil some personal questions like about his life. It was a question about his mom,
Yep.
and it was when she was getting out of jail. So I think, and then Zay's also like the Isaiah, the one who plays Jace, he's also talking to me about like some stuff that's going on in his life. Like he was blowing up on social media at the time in the show, and there's a lot of like there was a lot of hating comments and
Yep.
like fake accounts trying to tear him down, and we were kind of just, you know, both talking about our lives and um kind of getting a little bit deeper with each other than we ever had at a Seat Pleasant. Because
Yeah.
whenever there's a scene with us at Seat Pleasant, we're always just like mad at each other or
I
about to
know.
get in an argument or a fight. Like that was the first scene where me and it really showed Phil and Jace like more becoming friends.
It's so wild when we first meet
Getting
Phil
along.
too. Like he's just straight up like a bully, but then it just
Yeah,
flips. Like at the barber shop is when I think it flips. I talked to Reggie about that too last season because I
yeah,
wanted to ask Reggie because I really love the arc they did with your character. So
yeah,
he even
yeah.
said that like that was a big turning point in your character's arc with that barber
Hmm.
shop because
Oh,
it
100%.
kind of showed that although they were on different kind of paths and different opinions,
Hmm.
they had a lot to kind of talk about and hash out, and they could help each other. You know what I mean?
Yeah, 100%,
Which
right?
is
Like,
amazing. I think one of my favorite things about this show is this is a show about basketball, but at the end of the day, it's a show not about basketball at all. It's about other
for sure,
things
for
way
sure.
bigger. They're like I can't wrap my head around how many important themes and subjects that a show throws in. Like it's actually incredible and inspiring, to be honest with you.
Yeah,
Like it's amazing. I don't think I've ever seen anything like it, dude, if I'm gonna be honest with you. And I
yeah,
think that's why I love the show so much. There's so much packed in this show,
yeah,
important wise.
100%. I
What
think
is
it can appeal to a lot of audiences, like
yeah,
in terms of what it taps into, like for like young kids that really just like sports,
yeah.
they could tune in. Kids in high school playing basketball or
Mhm.
just loving any sport, they could tune in. People that like family dynamics, it has family dynamics as well. Deals with racial issues, issues of America. Yeah, just
It's
it deals
endless,
with a
man.
lot of stuff, you know.
It also
So
dealt with some stuff we don't want to go into spoilers, but it dealt with more topics that it didn't really touch on in season one.
oh yeah,
That
100%.
that is crazy. That
Yeah,
is important. But I don't want to. Again, episodes are still rolling on Apple TV Plus. So like, I don't want
yeah.
to say. I don't want to say
Can't
like.
dive too deep.
Yeah, but like, what is that like as an actor being on a show where like there is that like, yeah, it's about basketball, but yeah, it's not about basketball because I find that's interesting, right?
It's great.
Yeah,
A lot of really powerful people around. I have a lot of great ideas. Like just a lot of the like not even just one of the writers. Like we have multiple writers for our show. Every single writer, every new episode that comes out, the quality never dips no matter who's writing.
yeah,
Like there's lots of different writers for our show, and they definitely have different styles and definitely aim to touch on different subjects for different episodes that they write. But every single episode, I think it definitely touches on something important, no matter what it is. It
yeah.
touches on something really important, and it does a good job of it to show
It's
how in
and it's
people's
credit to
everyday
the
life they
writers
deal
and
with it.
it's a credit to Reggie, right? Like
Yeah,
it's a credit to Reggie, man. That guy,
credit to
like,
Reggie, man. Credit to Reggie, genius, genius, man.
man.
Crazy
And
writer.
do you love also because you play basketball a lot? It's like your favorite,
Mhm.
like, and it's a sport you grew up playing that you told me
Yeah,
last
of
time, right?
course.
Like that was like was that your favorite sport? Because I know you played multiple sports, but was that like one of your favorite sports? Would you say?
I'd say yeah,
Okay.
basketball. I used to do a bunch of like stuff when I was coming out of like elementary school. Like in elementary school, I did a bunch of stuff. Like I
I
used
think
to
we
like
talked about that
skateboard
last
and like
interview too. Like you
all
did
that stuff.
skateboarding. Yeah.
But then, yeah, I eventually got hurt. I couldn't hoop, and then it was out the door. I kind of just stuck to basketball after
You
that.
know,
So.
the show also like does because like it leaves off pretty crazy with a lot of stuff that happens with you Musa and Drew and Jace, you know what I mean? Like
Yeah,
and
yeah,
that kind of comes back in season 2. And that's kind of one of those situations where you're like, oh man, like I just want that to go away. You know what I mean?
back to bite us, man.
Yeah.
They're gonna have to see how we deal with it. You know what I'm saying? It's gonna
Yeah.
leave everyone on their seats. You know,
But I've said this before, and I we have a pretty decent sized platform, so we do our best. I mean, I've said this before, I'm gonna say it again. This is like one of the best shows on TV, but this is one of the most important shows on TV, dude.
And really think that means a lot. That means a lot.
It is. But tell me how it isn't. Like
I think I definitely think it is, but I'm just saying when hearing other people say it that are watching it,
the show.
Feels good.
I'm not on the show. You're on the show. So
but I'm from hearing someone who's just watching it, saying that means a lot because that's what we're going for.
It's huge. It hits, and it hits harder this season. It hits so hard this season.
Yeah, no, this season it's new levels, new season, new level, man. Everything is new level.
It's so crazy. And the episodes keep rolling out on Apple TV Plus, so they could check that out. And if they haven't watched season 1, they should go watch all of season 1 and then 100%. Be caught up. Solomon, so great catching up, man. Thank you so much for your time.
Thank you so much, man. Thank you so much.
No worries.
I was really excited when you let me know you're going to interview me again. I'll always love your interviews.
Dude, I'm going to be honest with you, and it's tough because everyone's going to get mad at me of the cast. I mean, Phil Marksby, man, that's my favorite character.
Oh! My favorite interviewer.
Yeah, but that's very kind of you to say. But no, I've told people that. Like I've told Drew, I've told James that who plays Drew, and
really?
I'm like, yeah, but it's a great character, dude. I've told Reggie that.
Wow. Like I really appreciate it.
Well, no, it's a there's a lot happening with this character.
Yeah, I can definitely see because like whenever I watch shows, there's always the main guy and there's but when there's like an interesting character on the side, they don't quite show as much of, but he still has a big presence, and like quite a serendipitous storyline. You're like, oh, what's he gonna do next episode? What's he gonna?
Because I talked to Quvenzhané and Isaiah at the press junket, and I talked to Reggie as well. And I had like 5-6 minutes of Reggie, but I even asked him about Phil. Because he's like, yeah, I know, like, Phil's like your guy. Phil's your favorite character.
Yeah. That's amazing, man. I really appreciate it.
Oh, dude, of course. And it's also credit to you, Solomon. Like, you do such an amazing job with this character, man. So
thank you so much.
It's really awesome. And
I had a lot of fun playing him.
Yeah. Your Instagram account, Solomon Irama, right? They could just find that and they could follow.
Yeah. You can just search my name up. Especially on Instagram, just Solomon Irama official.
Yeah, perfect.
I'm not really on Twitter. I'm like I don't really use like much other stuff.
Instagram
really
is the way to go. Instagram. So we'll
100%.
Well, this has been Popturnative. YouTube.com/Popturnative for previous episodes. Until next time, this is Solomon Irama who plays Phil Marksby on Swagger on Apple TV Plus and PDP.
Thank you so much, man.
Thank you for tuning in to Popturnative. Make sure to check out our past episodes of Popturnative on YouTube. Be sure to like Popturnative on Facebook and follow us on Twitter.
This has been an Autograph Communications production.